What's up, YouTube? This is your girl Angie back at it again for another exclusive video, JA Desserts. Today we will be making a fall fabulous favorite. We will be making the apple pie, and I'm going to teach y'all how to make this pie very quick and easy. So without further ado, let's bake! Here I have listed a different bunch of apples that you can use for your apple pie. For this apple pie, I'm going to make it a little interesting. I'm going to be using 3 Gala apples and 1 Golden Delicious. You can refer to the list of apples in the beginning of the video to determine which apples you would like to use for your apple pie. I know for a fact that, for example, Granny Smith's or Winesaps are excellent apples to use for apple pie. Once your apples have been thoroughly washed and dried and stems removed, begin peeling. Once all your apples are peeled, we're going to move on to the chopping stage. Now we're simply going to take our apples and cut them in half. Now you're going to take your melon ball scoop and you're going to remove the core and the seeds of the apples. Now we're going to simply take our apple halves and we're going to begin to cut them into apple slices. Once the slices have been formed, we're going to turn the apples and we're going to cut straight down the middle. Also, before cutting your halves into slices, be sure to cut the very bottom and the tippy top of the apple off. Once all your apples have been cut up, you're going to put all your pieces into a bowl and you're going to begin to add the other ingredients. Now we're going to take a large spoon and begin to slowly fold our apples into our ingredients. Continue to fold the apples until all apples are covered. Now we're ready to move to the pie crust. So as you can see from here, I made my purchase from all these. This is called the 2 Ready to Bake Crust. Most grocery stores should carry this particular item. I know Pillsbury has one. It doesn't necessarily have to be this particular brand, but you just need the brand that has the 2 refrigerated rolls, and this is for a 9-inch pie. And now what you want to do is you want to remove both pie rolls from the box, unwrap them, roll them out gently, and allow them to sit for about 5 minutes. This method will allow your pie dough to become room temperature. After spraying the pan down with cooking spray, first unrolled pie dough into the pan. Now you're going to take your paring knife and begin to trim the edges of the pie dough. Next, we're going to take our 2 index fingers and simply Press them together up against the pie dough. And this method is to design your pie crust. And now what we're going to do is we're going to simply take a fork and begin to poke holes at the bottom of our pie pan. This particular step is called docking. This will allow the steam to escape during the baking process. If you do not do this step, what will happen, the steam will begin to build up, which would then cause air bubbles, and which will also cause your pie to bake unevenly. After the docking step, you're going to add all of your filling, and we're also going to take 2 tablespoons of butter, and what we're going to do, we're going to cut those into cubes and spread them throughout the pie. Now you're going to take your second piece of dough, you're going to put it on top, and like before, you're going to begin to trim the edges with your paring knife. Once the top part has been trimmed, simply tuck that part down into the dough, and now we're just going to insert a little design. If you are a fancy pie person and you can get creative, be my guest. You can use cookie cutters or anything you want to do to make the top of your pie unique. Now we're simply going to create an egg wash, which will go on top of the pie. This will give the pie a nice glistening finish, and will keep your pie from becoming soggy from the filling. Now begin to whisk the water and egg together. Now I'm going to take the egg wash and apply it on top of the pie dough. Normally when you do this step, you will need a baking brush, but because I do not have a baking brush, I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper, slowly dip it into my egg wash, and simply apply it gently on top of the pie crust. Now for the last step, I'm just going to take about 1/4 cup of raw sugar and sprinkle it on top of my apple pie dough. You do have the option to do this or not. This just gives it a better finish and a delicious crunch on top. And just a side note, you will know when the pie is done when the top of your crust looks nice and golden brown and the filling begins to ooze out a little bit around the pie. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can be up to date with the latest videos from JA Desserts. Also, please check out my website and other social media outlets. And if you all would like to see additional desserts in the future, please be sure to leave me a comment down below.